What's up, plant people? My name is Stacia. This is Oops, I Sold My Planties, and thanks for coming to hang out. All right, you guys. So, this is the second time I'm recording this video. So you're going to get a slightly watered down version this time. It's probably not going to be as in-depth as the last one was. Like last one, I was uprooting some shit to show you what was going on, and I'll probably do that with a couple of them. But I'm not going through the whole thing like I did the last time. But I don't have any sound. Not a single bit of sound on that video. So here we are. We're doing this again. All right, you guys. So first and foremost, I wanted to apologize for missing last week. I have been super busy with school and trying to get some work done so I can make a little bit of money, and something had to fall to the wayside, and as usual, unfortunately, it is YouTube. However, I did take the time to do a live. I didn't necessarily record, edit, and upload, but I did do a live. So you guys got something. You got something. So this week, it's watered down, like I said, because I've already recorded this once. But I'm going to let you see what's happening with my Gloriosum Propagation. Anybody who's been here for a little while remembers I've chopped this plant a couple of times. I chopped it when I first got it last year. And I've chopped it again a few months ago. But the second time, I chopped the entire plant. So if you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and I'll tag it for you. So that way you can get over there and you can take a look at it, because it was big. She was beautiful. She's still beautiful. She's just in a million pieces now. She's not quite as big. So I wanted to go ahead and give you an update, kind of let you see how things are looking. I'll show you what I'm working with, and let's just get into it. First and foremost, this one here. This is one of the biggest pieces of the Gloriosum. I had a run in with Thrip, but of course, if you didn't watch my live, you don't know. So I chopped the leaves some, and it's kind of crazy because, yes, I chopped the leaves, but in doing so, actually, it stops the leaf from rotting back. Now, I'll show you what I mean. This leaf here, it still has a little bit of that yellow on the edge, right? Now, the leaves that I cut back, that was spreading very rapidly throughout the entire leaf. And actually, this one has been trimmed some, but not to the extent of the other one. However, who gives a shit about that? Because you get new stuff. So, who gives a shit? As long as you get rid of the thrips and they don't keep tearing up your stuff. I mean, come on now, get rid of the thrips. I used Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew, and then I used neem on the other week. So I did that back and forth for about a month. I went week to week, and I sprayed my entire collection because they made a run through. And in other videos, you'll see, because I do a couple of updates, and I try to show you guys what that kind of stuff looks like. It sucks that I can show you what that kind of stuff looks like, but I can. So, usually thrips damage looks like little white pock marks. I'll insert over the top of this leaf a picture of a plant that actually has thrips, or has had a thrips attack. It's almost like little white pock marks, and that's what this got too. But then the little white pock marks on some of my plants, but not all of my plants. On some of them, the little white pock marks ended up turning into the rot that died back, and I had to cut the leaves to keep it from killing the entire thing. But like I said, then we get new stuff. So who gives a shit about the old stuff? And then I've got down here, I don't know how well you can see it in the pot, there's another little stem growing there. And as I do for you guys at the end, I'll get you some closer pictures so you can kind of see what everything looks like up close, what's growing, what's not, all that good jazz. All right, second piece. Again, I had to chop the leaf. This leaf had turned itself around, as you can see. It's facing total different direction than the rest. I think it was trying to find some sun. I don't know what it was doing. It went wonky. And then this, and I'll tell you, when I cut this plant up, you guys, a lot of the new leaves from the initial cut, the stuff that had roots that came back rather quickly, it almost seemed like it had an issue pushing itself out because, as you can see, that's not, oh, this way. That's not a full leaf. They had, and there's a tear down here. It's like they had issues coming out, but nonetheless, that's a new leaf. And then, we got another new growth point coming in the pot there. Dadgummit, I really wish the sound had been working on the first one. I got to tell you honestly. And now the neighbor, asshole, they're mowing and weed eating at 7 o'clock in the evening. So if you hear it, I apologize. My bad. You guys, I tried to wait late enough in the evening to where that wouldn't be going on. And when I did the first video, you know, the one that had no sound, that wasn't going on. Alrighty, third piece of the Gloriosum that I am keeping for myself is this baby here. She's got a few leaves. This is her newest. Sorry, I'm hiding. I know you really don't care because you're here for the plants. I just feel like a dick for not having my face on the camera when I'm talking to you guys. But like I said, I know you're here for the plants. So we're just going to get back to that. So this is her newest leaf. And as you can see there as well, a little bit of trouble coming out. But you probably won't be able to see this one right here. Is another new growth point. Doing well. Doing well. And final piece that I'm keeping for myself, this one here. This is her newest leaf. This one didn't have any trouble pushing that leaf, thankfully. And you probably can't see, but you'll be able to in the videos at the end. New leaf. All right. Now, when I initially propagated this, the pieces that had roots I put in soil, the majority of them. There were a few that had roots, but I did not. I did a little bit of experimentation. I wanted to see which of 3 mediums would work the best, the fastest. And actually, I tried 4, but number 4, total friggin' fail with the Gloriosum. And I'll show you what happened because it's been in water this whole time. And either it was a dud fucking node, which I don't think it was because it's still green, it's still firm, or water just wasn't the way to go. I'll show you that one here at the end. Anyway, actually, you know what? All right. So she's been in water this whole time. She's got plenty of roots. She has not started growing any new roots. And absolutely nothing is happening at the stolen. So, she's about to be in the file 13. For those of you who don't know, that's the garbage. Okay, now, as far as what we have in soil. This is one of our first ones that we did in soil. That was a piece of bark. This is one of our first ones that we did in soil. It's got 2 little leaves. I know you can barely see, and there's another little growth point. Even if that's all there is, that's growth, which tells me one day this is going to be that big, and then eventually it's going to be that big. Alrighty, number 2. Again, we've got 2 new little leaves. There's another little one coming up. These are ground crawlers. They do not climb. Even if you give them a pole, they're not going to climb. They're not going to do well that way. So, that being said, this one's actually growing kind of cool. And I'm going to let you see it like this now, but I'll also get some closer footage. it's actually growing up out of the soil. I like to see them do that. I know it's not how it's supposed to happen, but that's okay because that tells me that she's growing. That's what matters. So what's eventually going to happen is it's going to grow up a little bit further, and then it's going to try and reach soil. It'll flop itself back down to the soil, and then it'll start to crawl. Actually, what I'll do for this one to keep it from having to do that is I'll probably just bury the stolon a little bit deeper, and then she'll just take off and start crawling around along the ground instead of continuing to try and crawl up. She's growing, though. All right. Next, in soil. There's those pieces of bark that fell out of the other one. They fell into this one. Alrighty, so here we have this one. It's another one with a little baby leaf. It's got a new leaf that's actually in the process of unfurling. It almost worries me like it's going to break. I don't know. I hope it doesn't do what the big ones did. We'll wait and see, but it's growing. Another one I did in soil. It had a little bit of an issue bringing out that leaf, but it's pushing a new one. It actually pushed a super little bitty one in the beginning, very tiny leaf, and then it started pushing that other leaf. And then last one we have in soil is this one here. This one seems to have done the best so far. Big leaf, no issues pushing it, got another new growth point coming. It is looking superb. All right, so the next form of medium that we used to kind of experiment with and see what would happen is sphagnum moss. And I did 4 of these in sphagnum moss to see how they would grow. In the last video, I pulled them out of the pot and I showed you that they had roots. However, there was one that did not. And I explained this in the last video, and because that video had no sound, I'll go ahead and I'll explain it to you guys again. Okay, so Gloriosum is a little bit funny, and I've noticed this actually with a couple of philodendron. Not all philodendron, but just a couple of them. Most philodendron will push roots before they push new growth. However, the Gloriosum can push up to like 5 leaves before it decides to start shooting off roots. No shit. I have one actually that I'm going to take out and take some pictures of. It's got a couple little leaves on it, and there's not a single root. So I'll show you guys that later. But for now, we have Gloriosum number 1. And I don't know how well you can see, but that right there, that's its first leaf. Doing lovely. Next, we've got this little one here in Sphag. It's actually got 2 leaves and a new one coming. Oh, it was a spider. I thought it was spider mites. I was about to lose my mind, y'all. Regular spiders are okay, though. We don't mind them. So it's got 2 leaves and a new one coming. Doing well. This one is the one that has no roots. I'm going to get you some close-up video of it later, but it's got this one leaf here, and it's got another new leaf coming way down here in the pot. I'm going to just set that to the side because I'm going to let you guys see what's going on. And then last but not least, we have these 2 in the pot. This one has a nice-sized leaf, and this one has a really nice-sized leaf. So doing well, and both of them actually have new growth points coming behind them. One of them I can already see the top of the leaf emerging. So they're both doing phenomenal. All right, I did a couple of them in Perlite. Now, in this one, it's not just Gloriosum. My sick Warquianum's in here. The rest of her stem rotted, and I've got the very last node of her with her leaf in this Perlite, and I am hanging on to a hope and a prayer that she's going to live. And if she doesn't, and I only put her in here because I did this before I went to work or to class this morning, and I haven't had time to fix her since I've been home. But I will later on, but she's still going to be in Perlite. But I'm hanging on to a hope and a prayer that she's going to take off and survive. Now, I pulled these out earlier because I wanted to see what they were doing, and they have roots. And you have 1 leaf on this one, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves on this piece. But they are super tiny leaves. However, both of those pieces have phenomenal roots. So that one taken off, and then that's my Warrock. And then the last Gloriosum that I have, and the neighbor is done mowing. Hallelujah. The last Gloriosum that I have propagating in Perlite is this one. As you can see, she's done extremely well. She's got a new growth point taken off. Loving it. Now, after all of that, I do have one last thing to show you, and it is my pride and joy. Y'all ready for this? This is my prop box. That's all glory. Well, that's Melanochrysum. When I got that, y'all, it had no leaves. There are 3 leaves on it right now. That was a gift. That was a gift. That was given to me by Amanda. She is the tits, man. And it's growing, Amanda. You see this? 3 leaves, baby. 3. And then these are bipennifolium, but we're not going to worry about that. Oh, and then I got some varicosum in here, but we ain't going to worry about that either. We're going to worry about the Gloriosum. The majority of this all around this round edge, that's all Gloriosum. Anybody want to do some trading? I got you. Hit me up. There's some stuff I want, y'all. Hit me up. Tell me what you got. We can do some trading. I don't mind trading. All right, you guys. Like I said earlier, I'll get you some pictures of everything, kind of to give you a little bit closer view, because I know doing it this way, you don't really get to see it very well, because my camera does not autofocus. I ain't got it like that. Not yet. Let me start doing some hair. I'll have it like that. I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust. And I always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else. Yeah. Let you down. If you like this content, go down below, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you set that notification bell to all so you can get notified anytime I upload, because I'm always doing something. I don't know what it is. It's not always the most educational, and it's not always the funniest, but hey, I'm here. I'm presenting for y'all, doing the best I can. And as I always say here on my channel, thanks for coming to hang out. Y'all come back and bring your friends. If you don't want to bring your friends, that's cool, because you guys are the reason I'm here and I'm doing this. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace out. So, I had a bug. Hi, kid. You're a good kid. You know that? I don't know what it was, but it looked like a thrip, and it had to go. If it has wings and antennae and it flies around my plants, it's got to go.